All right, biology, how we doing, guys? Good to see you again as much as I can through this computer screen. Gonna do a quick review video for your upcoming test. This is basically like a study guide review, just like we've been doing in class and any test that we've taken here. So this is gonna be the last one that we need to do for the school year. This is gonna be covering chapter 16, invertebrates. So make sure that as you're watching this, you have that piece of paper out. Write all this info down on that one page of notes that I allow you guys to use for your tests. Make sure that you are really confident in your key terms. All of those key terms have been written down. It's a homework assignment, so you should have them all written down. And any extra facts that you guys want to present or place on that one page of notes could be extra stuff that you've gained through the review questions that are assigned, any extra notes that you've written while you've read the sections, after you've read the sections, and of course, everything that you see in this video is going to be vital for that. All right, so let you guys know, we're looking at about 43 questions on this test. No essay, no short answer. Let's just keep it short, simple, sweet. All right, let's jump right into it. So the first question I'm going to ask you here, which germ layer are the muscular and circulatory systems of animals derived from? Remember, we could have about 3 different germ layers. Which germ layer? Not looking for the number, looking for the name, and it is the mesoderm layer. The mesoderm layer is what will become the muscular and circulatory systems. All right, next question here. The dwarf sea snakes, in other words, a small sea snake, bears live young. So in other words, it does not lay eggs. It bears live young. So live babies will leave the mother, but the young have no placental connection with their mother. So what I mean by that is we, as embryos growing within our mothers, we have a direct placental connection with our mother. Okay, that's going to be going directly inside of us, coming directly from our mother. But what we're saying here with the dwarf sea snake is they are live bearing. So directly from the mother, they will exit. However, they themselves do not have a direct placental connection with the mother. So that tells you something about those young. That must mean that the dwarf sea snake are what type of organism? And it would be ovoviviparous. These big names that you guys have in this section. Ovoviviparous, meaning that they are essentially within the mother. They are in their own little egg. It's not like a calcified egg. It's going to be mainly like a membrane sac. They are within that. And then they're exiting out of that, then exiting out of the mother. Okay? All right, so let's move on to another one here. Let's take a look at a true or false question. The walls of a sponge's body are supported by the fluid pressure within the sponge's cells. Fluid pressure, that relates a little bit more to another organism. So this is false, all right? So the walls of the sponge's body are not supported by the fluid pressure. Remember, they do have a lot of spikes. That's their level of protection. But the sponge is a very simplistic organism. It's very porous. Remember, porifera is going to be the category that it goes into. It's got the big opening at the top where any waste products can exit. Also, reproductive products can exit or enter from that top open cavity, or it goes within the open cavity. All right, another true or false for you. Like cnidarians, worms have a simple nerve net. A simple nerve net. That's false. All right, worms do not carry a simple nerve net. Remember, worms do have ganglion, and it's kind of like a ball of nerves. That's like their brain, if you will. And they're going to have 2 of those right at the front part of their body, and then long nerve cords going down and tiny little ganglia along that path just to keep the nerve sensations moving down the body. All right, last true or false one that I'm going to give you here. The greatest presence of echinoderms is in the deep ocean zones and in the intertidal zones. So deep ocean, we're talking, you can't see light, deep, deep, deep ocean, getting towards the trenches of the deep ocean. And then intertidal zone, that's going to be completely opposite, but it's like tide pools. All right. And this is true. Yes, you will see the most echinoderm presence in those two very drastically different zones of the ocean. All right. We're moving into a matching portion here. So you're going to write down these three terms: bivalve, gastropod, and cephalopod. Those are the three terms that all relate to this matching portion. And what I'm going to reference here is I'm going to either give you a couple words or a very short phrase, and then you need to figure out which one of those three categories it goes with. Here's an example. These can be highly intelligent. And that would be cephalopods, because cephalopods deals with your octopus and your squid, and they can be very intelligent, very, very good at problem solving. You can look up a number of YouTube videos that will show an octopus essentially solving a problem to get food. They have to go through a puzzle or a maze and move objects, and then find a way even on how to get inside of an object that it doesn't seem possible for them to get into. But because they are invertebrates and very soft bodied, but very intelligent, they're able to get into very small spaces because they have no skeletal system that will block them from getting in. All right, your second matching portion, here are the three terms you want to write down for that. They all relate to worms. We have flatworm, roundworm, and segmented worm. And then all we're talking about here is very similar to the last matching. I'm going to give you a short phrase, and it has to relate to one of those three types. Now, I'm not going to give you an example for this because you already know exactly what I mean based upon the last matching portion. Now, I will tell you, you have a structure. This is a new part. This is a completion part where you are looking at a specific type of organism, okay? And think of like a sea creature that's going to be locked in to a strong foundation. This could have tentacles, this could have stinging cells, and you're going to have to label the different parts of this organism. Think about a jellyfish and what type or what part of its life is it actually not a Medusa jellyfish. It's locked in and anchored to the ground. That's what I'm talking about here. That's what you're going to have to know and understand and label multiple parts of this organism. Okay? They could be some tentacles, stinging cells, openings, pores, mouth, any type of different part of that. That's what you're going to have to label in this. All right, and the last thing that I'm going to give you is we're moving into a completion, a fill in the blank. And here's your question here. All right, animals with digestive tracts and circulatory systems typically have how many germ layers? Now think about it. A digestive tract and a circulatory system is a high level, high functioning organism. They're going to have 3 germ layers, all 3 germ layers, where the more simplistic, less detailed type organisms are not going to have all 3 germ layers. They may have only 2. They may even have only 1, depending on how not complex they are. All right, let's do one more question here. The concentration of sensory and nerve cells at one end of an animal is known as what? Cephalization. All right, so that's going to be the last one I give you there. Hopefully this is helpful. Utilize this to your advantage. Rewatch this, write all this info down, and that's all I got for you guys. All right, miss you guys, and hopefully I get to see you soon. All right.